Hi. This really loud street traffic. So, when you're dealing in a situation like I'm in, and you're always alone, and you have no one factually to turn to, I turn to my higher power. And I just asked for guidance this morning. I do that. It's how I've gotten so much sobriety time. It's insane how sober I am. I ended up one of those fucking people. I'm like, got all this crazy sobriety time. 7 years. 7 years on the 6th of November. November 6th, I'll have 7 years. But don't forget the 13. I had a year where I went back out. That's why I have 7 years now. And I didn't go back out on drugs. No, my drug of choice was beer. Beer and whiskey. I relapsed on alcohol. I thought, I can drink. Of course I said that. Of course I said that to myself. This is textbook. It was a year of not being able to put down the beer, dude. I learned, stay away from that. If there's anything you do, don't ever do that again. So I never picked back up. And I have 7 years. So on November 6th. So I don't have anybody to turn to. And this is factual. I don't ever talk to anybody on the phone, ever anybody. The only people I communicate with, I hardly communicate with. And when I do, it's my mother, and I communicate with her scantily, rarely. You can see by the text messages, I don't need to present a case on this. Not very often. All the above, I communicate with her via text. Recently, it's been more because of the criminal activity here. I thought legally involve a family member in this, which was smart, and I did, and I'd have no regrets on that. No matter what they did afterwards. So, when you're in a position like I'm in, where you have absolutely nobody to turn to, I just sit here, with my morning time, which is my prayer and meditation time, has got me all the sober time. Forgive me, I'm stressed and it's very early, and I just freely film with the way I look. So let's not get me on how I'm presenting this and how I look. Why don't you just let me just be? Live and let live. I know I pivot a little bit, but I basically stick to my narration. So when you're like me and you're in a situation where you have nobody to turn to, and that's rough, right? To go through that kind of emotional acceptance. I've reached that. I believe I have. I just say, higher power, Jesus, as I'm drinking my coffee. It's dawn. I just pray, I'm like, I just ask. So, am I going to have to deal with that again? Higher power, all these strange EMS people coming into my room. They circle around you. This is then the pattern. And then they say they'll cuff you, and they go through their diatribe. They're taking you off against your will. They usually look like they're reciting a script. And you better cooperate. So I'm always very compliant. This is what happened in California. This is why my family called them then there. This is why I am repeating this memory that I have from there. And so I just said to Jesus, am I going to have to go through that again? And me and you, Jesus, are going to get hauled off. I'm going to sit there, and I'm just going to have to, in prayer and meditation, take it minute by minute in there again. Take notes on the staff like I did last time. Like, that's what I did. We all know that. I'm talking to adults. Oh, that staff there. Whew. I'm glad I fucking took those notes. I'm glad I put them online. I'm very smart. I'm very good at what I do. Okay. So am I going to have to do that again, Jesus? Because look, I've accepted it. I got nobody to turn to. So basically I got to roll with the punches. I have to roll with the punches. Is this another punch coming my way? It's going to knock me out. I'm going to be hauled out of here. Told that I'm being held against my will for an unknown amount of time. Who knows how long? Who really knows why? It'll always be based off my social media, though. We know that. It's because of something I tweeted or put on Facebook. Okay. And you just got to let them do it. You got to let these people do it, because what are you going to do? Roll with the punches, again, is what I said. And I said, Jesus, is this just going to go on like this? You know, or should I just expect this? And let him fucking take me, dude. You know? What now? But my guidance is absolutely no. No. Heidi Granger. Let's wait till this horrible noise goes by. All right. My guidance is absolutely no. Heidi Granger, you do not need to worry about people coming and hauling you off right now. That would be a normal world. But like I said, I have had these problems where even before I started hitting the cartel and the Russian mob, I had serious triangulation problems. This is a codependent thing that goes back in my family. It's very sick and dysfunctional. And I was afraid to make a boyfriend. Oh, fuck yeah. I used to talk to therapists about this. Or tell my family where I work, because mommy will call. She'll call my boss. She'll definitely call that boyfriend. She'll say, let me have his number in case something happens or whatever. Being all mother, playing the role. Next thing I know, my boyfriend knows all about my bipolar. Next thing I know, my boyfriend knows all about the 2 years I was on drugs. Next thing I know, my boyfriend knows what else. Some of the stuff is not even anything that's even really true. And my boyfriend should let me tell him that, because it's about fucking me. That shit's mad fucking rude. That shit's called triangulation in the therapy world. And it's from codependency, and it's very highly dysfunctional. You can't trust the person because they're always going behind your back and trying to destroy and control relationships around you. Especially when it comes to my livelihood, because I didn't want my employer for criminal justice knowing about the bipolar or the PTSD, however you call this stuff. I didn't want, and then my life's an open book, you know. I didn't want, certainly not with criminal justice, any of my employers knowing right off. If I ever told them, it'd be over lunch, because I had formed a relationship and I could trust them. Somebody at work. I did not want them knowing about my recovery. A lot of people, see, this is why it bothers me, because now my life's an open book. A lot of people in AA don't want everybody knowing they go to AA. My life's an open book now. I don't know if I've reaped any benefits from that, but I hope I helped others sober up. My guidance, my green light guidance, is some people have actually fucking sobered up from my account. So I'm glad I could share my story, my recovery story. I hope it helped people sober up. But you know what I mean? And having a family member just go and start talking. The reason why I used to talk to therapists about this, and my mom would know if I were to bring it up with her, is because she has a history of doing that, especially in California. It was very verified to me. It was verified and confirmed that she was telling strangers about my bipolar. She was telling strangers about a lot of stuff about me. She was on a crusade for a while. And this was very upsetting to me. I told my therapist this, the one in, well, I had a couple in New York. I didn't have a lot, but I had a couple. The one that did a lot of trauma stuff with me. I did trauma the whole time, but this lady was really good. Anyways, I don't want to get too off the beaten path. What do you do? When I confronted my mom about it, in California, this is way before I hit the Russian mob, she was crying and really apologetic and just said, I'm so sorry, Heidi. I'm so sorry, because I had cold busted her. I had cold busted her telling strangers about me. Things that really were twisted, contorted, weren't the straight facts. And it's not, we call it gossip, but when it's family relationships or relationships, it's called other things in the therapy world. It's called triangulation, codependency, and it's highly destructive and highly dysfunctional. I don't know if they made phone calls yesterday. I just know that she's been gone, off, out of here, off the face of the planet, gone for 48 hours. Ain't nobody. I know that. I know that I ain't got no texts. I ain't got no calls. I don't talk to nobody. I know that. I know I'm on my own, like I just said 1,000 times. I know that. I don't know what they did. No, I know that. I don't know. I just get spiritual guidance. And I asked Jesus, so is that going to be the deal? That's the next punch I get to my gut? Is that all these fucking people are going to haul me off and try to commit me now? Again? Like, this is getting really old, right? You know? Like, I don't do anything to really get committed that much over and over. No, come on. But is that what's going to happen again? Another punch to my face? And I'm just like, fuck it. When you have absolutely nobody you can call, text, or turn to, you got to roll with the punches. It's the only thing you can do. That's what I've learned. And my guidance is no, in absolutely no form or fashion are people coming here into a meth house and hauling me off. Like, this is getting so wacky now. But I don't put anything past Americans. No, especially with the way I disparage them. But this would be why. Because in a healthy country, that would not even be a possibility. And that would not even be a even considered fear of mine. Things like that would not even be considered, because it just wouldn't happen, because it'd be so illegal. But I don't know. In this country, it looks like, to me, prostitutes and drug addicts call all the shots, and criminals. Prostitutes, criminals, and drug addicts call all the shots. That's how I feel, and that's what I've seen. All right, God bless America. Say goodbye.